Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to read class 7th SST History, chapter number 1 Changing India in the Medieval Period, part 2. So, student, in the previous chapter, in the previous video, we have learned about the medieval period, which is seen as a view, or we can say as a point of view of the cartographers from the medieval period. So, in the continuity of that, we have seen there were one Arab geographer who also drawn the map of world, and also we have seen a French cartographer who also drawn the map of world. But both the maps are different. They're different on the basis of their positions, different on the basis of their directions, because during the time of Arab geographer in the year 1154, or we can say in the 12th century, there were no such technological development, so that the map is not that precise, which map is or we can say almost accurate map which is drawn by the French cartographer in the 18th century in year 1722 20. So basically this we had seen. So we got the information that they had tried whatever the resources they have. On the basis of that, they had tried to represent the world in their own point of view. In that, next we have studied about the type of histories, and we can say the period of histories: ancient, medieval, and modern. And we had also studied about the resource or the sources in from which we can get the information from our history. We had also studied about the language which comes from the Persia, or that is the Persian language. That language came with the arrival of the Persian people, those who ruled on India for the larger period of time. We had also studied about the type of Persian writings, calligraphy. It is Nastaliq and Sikhaste. We had also seen several terminology which was used in the previous time. So into the continuity of that terminology, we had studied about the term Hindustan. So in that we had discussed the Hindustan term which we are using, including the 28 states and 8 union territories. Uh, the whole political boundary of the India is was different from the previous one, because previously it was just a small area, including the Punjab and Haryana state, the current one Delhi, and the region between the Ganga and Yamuna rivers. So those areas were covered as called as Hindustan by the many historians or the chroniclers during the medieval period. Now let us read about the concept of time. Concept of time, that means, first of all, let us see the periodization. How the Indian history is divided. How the Indian history is divided. See, the Indian history was divided earlier by James Mill. He was the English economist, and he was also a political philosopher who explained the Indian history on the basis of the ruler's reign. Means the religious rulers reign. Like he explained the Indian history on the basis of Hindu rulers, Muslim rulers, and the British colonizers. So he explained like that. So according to Mills, or the James Mills, his division of history, it was Hindu rulers, Muslim rulers, and the British rulers. So there you can see the picture of James Mill. He was also known as the author of a history of British India, and it contains 3 volumes. So basically he explained the Indian history in the 3 form, that is Hindu, Muslim, and British. His saying is that what he wanted to include in his saying, that the India can be divided on the basis of religion. See, in the previously, in the almost ancient period, the rulers were belongs to the Hindu dynasty, Hindu religion. When it comes to the medieval period, the rulers from the Muslim religion, and the rulers from the then when the British have started ruling or colonizing India, then the Britishers started ruling on India. So basically, on the basis of that, James Mills divided the Indian history. But there were many historians who did not accepted the philosophy or the thinking of the James Mill. So they did they did the division on the basis of the time period. They did the division on the basis of time period. How they have did? Because uh, in the ancient period, there were several rulers, those who belongs to the Hindu dynasty, sorry, religion. They were there, but in the medieval period, there were several rulers who belongs to the Muslim religion, but there were also rulers, those who belongs to the Hindu religion also. So we cannot here mention that the only Muslim rulers were there in India during the medieval period, because that was the time period when there were several Hindu rulers were also ruling. So we cannot categorize on that basis. British, when the Britishers were there, so during the rule of British, there were also some Hindu rulers, there were also some Muslim rulers ruling in a particular territories of India. So the division which is given by the James Mill cannot be it wasn't accepted by the historians of India or the other people. So they didn't accepted it, and they had categorized the Indian history into the three part, that is ancient, from the Stone Age to 7th century 7th century CE, that is the ancient period, and the next one is medieval period from the 8th century to 18th century, and the modern history is from 18th century onward. So basically, this is the division of the history that was done by the different historians. Uh, During that time also, the concept of time, it was like the division what we have seen, this division is on the basis of changes which prevails in the society and also in the economic organization of the society in which the period prevails. See, there were several old ideas and belief that get transformed, that get changed into the new ideas and belief. So this is possible because of the time. Because of time. See, sir, there are several things which is not existed in the present time or the medieval period, but it was present in the ancient period. So due to course of time, due to changes, due to development, the things get changed. They had their new ideas, they have their new transformation, new belief in into the next, or the we can say in the future time or future time period. So the division or the history is based on the changes. It's based on the changes which was lies in the past, which was lies in the present, and which will lie in the future. Because nowadays what we are having the ideas and technology and any other a type of ideas and innovation that may get changed in the future, because we are developing, we are at the pace of develop we are at the race of developing, because the development is took place by the time. So we need to change ourselves accordingly. So that is the concept of time, because in the previous people used to live in jungles, they used to eat raw meat, they used to eat fruits, but slowly and gradually they changed themselves, they started living settled life, they preparing hut, started cooking food because of the invention of fire, discovery of fire, invention of wheel. Such things makes the life easier to the human beings. Then they started living settled life, they started doing the agriculture, or they started keeping animals with them. So several things they have started slowly and gradually with the innovation of several technologies. Those things get changed now. Earlier people used to communicate with each other, it took months of time to reach one single message. But nowadays we have the technology which makes possible that we can see any person by the video conferencing or video calling, as we are doing in the virtual classes, by online classes basically. So this is possible because of the technology. The time get the due to time, the technology, the society, and other things get changed. This is the concept of history. Now, during the medieval period, it has saw several changes such as economic, political, social, cultural, and due to that, people, those who visited India, those who arrived India from the foreigners, they brought their own culture and tradition, they brought their way of thinking, they brought their culture, food tradition, they brought their language, everything they had brought from their own countries. So in the continuity of that, they bought several things such as potatoes, corn, chilies, tea, coffee, uh, tomatoes. So there are several things which was bought by them, and yes, those things also flourished in the India also, because they adopted themselves according to the climate of the Indian subcontinent. So those things are nowadays they are become the important food cultures, whether it is a corn, whether it is a chili, tomato, potato. These things become more Indian than it was brought by the travelers. So this is what we accepted due to the course of time. This is what we had accepted due to the course of time. As you know very well, that potato came in the 17th century. Tea came in the 19th century. Coffee came in 17th century. So there are several things which were the part of the other countries that came into India by the travelers and became the more Indian than it was earlier. Due to the time course of time, there were several technological development also took place, such as a spinning wheel. Spinning wheels, now you can see the spinning wheel is the instrument, we can say, that is used to make the cotton balls into the cotton thread, and that thread is used for the making cloths, fabrics. So this is the important technological development in the field of clothing sector, that was a spinning wheel. The another is Persian wheel. Persian wheel is used for the uh, for for digging out water from the wells, ponds, so that they can irrigate to the those areas where the water is less or where the water sources are not available. So the Persian wheel is another important innovation during the medieval period. The another important innovation was the firearms. Firearms as such as cannons, guns, other the things which use gunpowder, or we can say which shot something from the distance place, which can shot something from the distance place. So this is the another innovation that appeared in the Indian subcontinent during the medieval period. Now, the next topic we have to read is the emergence of new social and political groups. So, this is the time period. This is the time period when many groups of people took advantage of the fluid political situation. Means the political situation was unstable. It became unstable because of the rulers get died, the weak rulers were there, or so these things made give the chance of the give the chance to achieve the post to the those persons also, those who does not belong to the Rajput families, or they attained the political uh, status, they attained the political post during that time. So in that there were several groups which were emerged during that time, such as Rajputs, Marathas, Sikh, Jat, Ahoms, Kayas. These type of groups were started emerging. Kayas were the community which belongs to the caste of scribes and secretaries who discharged an important administrative responsibility. Their work is to keep the record of the rulers. Their work is to keep the record of the big merchants and the traders. So that is the work of Kayasth. Now, let us see, go through the points. The development of Kshatriya caste system. The first Rajput means rulers. Earlier, the word is used for the Rajput word is used for the Rajputra because this term came from the Sanskrit that means the son of king. So during the period of 8th to 14th century, the Rajput was applied generally to the member of Kshatriyas Varn, uh, who were also known as the caste of warriors, those who fought. Plus, they claimed themselves as a Kshatriya caste, means they were meant to fight, they were meant to rule. There were several chieftains and soldiers and commanders. They also belonged to the Rajput families. They also declared themselves as a Rajput because they fought fiercely, bravely. So, they considered themselves as a Rajput. There were several poets and bards of Rajput rulers. They described some of the great qualities such as great valor, immense sense of loyalty to these leaders. See, what they did is that the poets and the writers, they wrote several things about the Rajput rulers because their writing keeps us more aware, keeps us more informed that what it is done by the those rulers when they ruled in a particular time zone, when they ruled in a particular area. So those records tells us which is written by those poets and all. As I told you, several other communities were started raising, such as Marathas, Sikh, Jat, Ahom, Kayasth. So these were the other communities which has started emerging as a new group. There were more group are started emerging, such as peasants, the rich peasants. How they have become rich peasants or the peasants? Because uh, during the rule of medieval period, the more areas were came into agriculture. How they have come? Because they have started clearing the forest, they have started cutting the forest. So because of that only, the forest dwellers, means the people those who are living in forest, they were forced to move in the other areas. They have to migrate from the forest to the other areas. So those people, from those many people have started tilling, and they became peasant because they've started farming, and many of them, they left that particular area and they moved towards another area. So the people those who started clearing the land, they became peasants. And when their production is increased, so they approach to the regional market to sell it, because obvious, the excess or the surplus product they should have to sell somewhere and they should have to earn money from there. So this brought them into a large and complex society, where chieftains and priests, monasteries, temples, they exercise a great influence on them because their life is get influenced by them. People those who lived in jungles, now they have transformed themselves into the peasants. So when they came into the mainstream, their life is also get influenced by the monasteries, priests, temples, and other chieftains because they came into the mainstream. So they require to pay the taxes and offer goods and services to the local lords because they became the part of mainstream. Depending on the positions and vocations of the peasants, significant economic and social differences emerge in the community because there were some peasants who earned more, there were some peasants who earned less. So the peasants who earn more, they earn several things, such as people who used to keep the cattle and do the agriculture, so they got the earning. Plus the owner, the land owner which have the maximum land with them, so they were also become rich. the peasants which have the land plus animals or the cattle, they also earn some money. But there were another group, the third category or the third group we can say, the peasants who did artisanal activities during the lean season of agriculture. Matlab, during that time when there were no work of the agriculture, so during that time they used to do the artisanal work such as craft work, making bamboo things, making the doing the work of blacksmith, weaving. There were several works they used to do. Those who don't have land or a small land, so those income will be different from the income of the previous people, like whether it is land owned, those who are having the maximum land, or those who own the cattle and land both. So from them their earning is less and their economic status is also very less in the society. Now the next is emergence of jatis. See, earlier people were living on the basis of one system, that is caste system. And it was divided into four, that is brahmins, kshatriyas, vaishyas and shudras. So during the new advancement in new technology, during the new innovation, there are various people, there are various jati is getting emerged, such as potter. When the wheels get started into existence, so the they have opted as a profession. Potters are the person, obviously they used to make the wheels, they used to make the earthen pots. So they have started creating their own caste. People those who wash the clothes, they have also created their own caste, like washerman or woman. People those who fight, they have also created their own caste. So these different caste or jati have started emerging from the one system which was prevailed in the previous time. So there were four type of caste, or the society was divided: brahmins, kshatriyas, vaishyas and shudras. But from that four, the subcaste have started emerging, like I told you, whether it is a potter, whether it is a cobbler, whether it is a washerman. So these things have started emerging, and these castes were known as jati. So people were grouped into jatis, and on the basis of their caste background they have opted their occupation. These jatis varied in the different regions. See, several areas contain several different jatis. Some areas contains the the washerman's jati, or some area contain the potter's jati, or we means several areas were divided on the basis of their caste. They live in a village, they have specific rules and regulation to control the conduct of their members. See, if a potters, I use the word potters, means a group of potters are living in a particular area. So they need to be controlled by rules and regulations. So they have started making their own rules and regulation. Who were the head, who was the person who looked after about these rules and regulation? So the elder member of that particular jati or group become the head of that particular group, and his responsibility is to maintain and makes the rules and regulation on particular group of people. So they have started creating their own rules and regulation, they have started creating their own conduct, so that they can live easily and peaceful. So this is the emergence of jati, this is the emergence of people during that time. So these people, these communities, whether it is a potter, whether it's a cobbler, whether it's a blacksmith or washerman, they live in a village. So they have their specific on rules and regulation. But they were living in a village, so they should have to listen the village also, because because they were the part of village. They were the part of village, so they need to accept the rules of the village also. So there were There were Brahmins, there were Vaishyas, there were Shudras, there were Kshatriyas were living in particular area. So they need to listen the head of that particular village also. They have their own specific rules and regulation, but they have to listen the village rules and regulation also. So they have they those villages were assisted by the chieftains during that time, because chieftains were the person uh, who were appointed by the rulers, who were appointed by the people of that particular area, so that that person is more influential in that particular area. They listen to those people for the rules and regulation for maintaining law and order into that particular village or the particular area. Uh, the medieval period also experienced the development in the religious tradition. See, because India is the country which have the Hindu religion from the ancient time, because it is not known, because it is not known from when the Hindu religion has started and who started the Hindu religion. It is not known. So from the ancient time, Hindu religion was the part of the Indian subcontinent. But the arrival of several other religious people such as Islam, such as Christianity, India is also started accepting the other religions also. They are and they started enjoying the other religions also. So when we talk about the Hindu culture or the Hindu religion, the Brahmins were at the superior post. Brahmins were dominating. Brahmins were dominating to the people, those who are living in that particular area. They started making strict rules and regulation for the people, those who were the lower caste from the Brahmins. So they have to follow those rules and regulation, and many of the people were not allowed to get into temple. They were not allowed to get into the in the way of any Brahmins. They were not allowed to enter in the house of the Brahmins. So there were several things which prevails in the medieval period. So by seeing these things, many of the people, many of the different caste people, they started appeasing, they started opposing to the Brahmins superiority. So they created a society, where they can be treated equally as Brahmins, whether in the society. So they have started creating that society where the Brahmin superiority is get neglected. So there were several saints were started emerging. So because of the saints, they have the different philosophy, they have the different thinking, because saints do not do the rituals, do not do the elaborate rituals or the sacrifices and other things. So they started opposing. This led to uh, this led to the emergence of bhakti movement, because there were several saints from the Indian subcontinent, from north to south, east to west. There were several saints started coming, and they had also started opposing to the Brahmin superiority. So this led to the existence of bhakti movement that you will read in the next chapters of history. And also when the uh, when the India was during the arrival of merchants and migrants from Central Asia, the Islam came into India nearly 7th century. So this is the existence, or we can say this is the entrance of Islam into India. They brought the teachings of the Holy Quran uh, in India. So because slowly and gradually the Islam became the part of the Indian subcontinent, and this also contain, as the Hindu religion contains several rituals, elaborate rituals. So Islam also contain the elaborate rituals. So to overcome from those rituals, the people, the saints from the Islam religion also started avoiding those rituals and becoming the saints. So those saints, the Islamic saints, were known as Sufi, or then started the Sufis movement, because they also didn't want to accept the elaborate rituals, the sacrifices and all, whatever the rituals are related to their religion. So they have started opposing their rituals, they have started opposing their these things, and they overcome from them, from those things, and became the Sufi. Because Sufism is a part, is it's almost similar to the Bhakti movement, because in the Bhakti movement people started you started enchanting the name of God and stop the rituals and sacrifices. So likewise it is done in the Sufism also. They have started the enchanting the name and stop the rituals which was practiced by the other people. This was the also time period when there were several dynasties came into existence. There were several dynasties who get decline also. Their dynasty get fall also, like such as Cholas, Khaljis, Tughlaq, Mughals. There were several dynasties, those who came into existence, and there were several dynasties who get fall also, they get decline also, because during the time period slowly and gradually the main ruler ruled its territory, but their successors were not that capable to rule the whole Indian subcontinent or the area in which they ruled. So their decline is getting start, and sometimes the weak rulers, sometimes the unavailability of the rulers, that gives the chance to the other dynasty peoples to overcome or to throw the throne from the throne from their seat and capture the seat. So this gives the chance to the many rulers such as Cholas, and you will also studied about the Delhi Sultans, in which you will read about the several rulers who overthrown the rulers from the seats of Delhi and sat on the throne. And again in the next chapters you will read about the Mughals, those who came and sat on the throne, and they were also overthrown by their own successors. And lately, when the Britishers arrived, they started ruling in the Indian subcontinent, that you will read in class 8. So this is the all that we have to read about in this chapter. This chapter is over. If you have any confusion, you can ask in the messages. We'll solve there. Thank you, students.